Thank you for joining me on this presentation of SignDOC REST API. In this, I will cover some use cases and some demo assets that I have created, which I will share via this video. Before I begin, most of you already know about SignDOC. It's a very competitive solution that provides essential e-signature functionality at a much lower cost than competition. It has flexible signing methods from signing on a browser to signing on mobile devices, and it has multiple deployment option. You can run it as an on-prem solution or you can run it in a private cloud solution. It has a lot of integration capability, and that is one of the features that we are going to look into, using its REST API to integrate into other solutions. So this is not a generic SignDOC demo video. This is really going to get technical in terms of how to integrate the REST API of SignDOC into other solutions. If any of you want to look at the general features and user-based demo, then please use any of these links in the Tungsten Demo Center to see the standard demo of a SignDOC usage from an end user experience. This demo, we will concentrate really on the REST API, the integration and automation that can be achieved by SignDOC REST API. The SignDOC API documentation is available as a Swagger page. Whenever you install SignDOC, SignDOC REST API is installed along with it, and its documentation is available at the URL specified here, which is your SignDOC server /cyrus/swagger. So this is a interactive page, and so you would be able to actually test your REST API connections and commands in this Swagger web page. So for today, I want to demonstrate and show two example integrations that I have created. One is with a demo CRM web page. So I've created a demo web page in which it's a CRM. There's a quote being generated, and that quote needs to be sent for signature. How, with a click of a button, we can call SignDOC, and SignDOC will be able to send the quote for signing. And once it is signed, we can retrieve that from the SignDOC page as well. This demo app is built using Python, using the Flask web server and some basic Python scripting. So let's have a quick look at this demo. So this page is delivered by the Flask app. This page is essentially a simple HTML page designed here. It is designed to look like a CRM solution where a quote has been prepared and the end user can click on preview quote to look at the quote. This is a CRM functionality. This is not a SignDOC functionality, but just to show that this is what the end user process could look like. So they have created a code, they look at the code and it looks good for them, and it is ready to be sent for digital signature to the end customer. At this point, if a user is ready to proceed, they will click on send for digital signature, and that's when this web page will call a script that will be executed, that will call the SignDOC API and will be able to send this code for digital signature. So if I proceed, I click on that button, a script is run behind the scene and a SignDOC package has been created, and it gives me a package ID as well. This automatically triggers a SignDOC process. SignDOC also has a Teams integration, so it has sent me a Teams notification as well. Because this is a demo, I'm sending this back to myself, but in real life it will be going to an end customer. So if I'm the end customer and I'm happy to sign, I will essentially follow this link to sign this document, and I want to show you how we can easily sign the document, but more importantly, after signing, how I can retrieve this file as well. So if I'm the end customer and I'm happy to sign this quote, I will proceed on the SignDOC application. I will go ahead and say sign. So this is the same quote that we saw was prepared. That is, the CRM essentially has created this quote. What we have done from SignDOC is we have picked up the name which was there on the web page, created a field for the name. Similarly, we can create field for title, date, and the signature. So if I'm happy to sign, I will go on the signatures pad, do my signature, and finish this workflow. What is important to show after this is once this is executed and completed, I just wanted to show that SignDOC also has a retrieval API. What I mean by that is a package has been signed and we want it to be retrieved. We can do that. In fact, SignDOC has a webhook component. So as soon as a document is signed, it can issue a webhook and that can be automated, and it will automatically download the document signed package and put it into the CRM solution. But just to make it a more visual, I'm showing this as a manual step. So once I know that the package has been signed, I can always get the package ID and say retrieve the document, which will essentially pull down the signed PDF file and place it into a folder in this example. But again, in real life working environment, this could be into customers' CRM solutions. SignDOC API is not used not only for uh, sending packages, but also possible to retrieve packages using SignDOC. So all the materials for this demo will be available on GitHub. You can just download and you will be able to run this demo. You will be able to customize these values so that you can have your email here, you can have any customer name. So this is all done via the HTML page, which has some placeholders to put this data. If you go through the README file, it will explain how to run this entire demo, and the folders are available to be downloaded from GitHub, which I will put a link into the video's description. So that was a app that I had created to demonstrate integration with web pages. In the next demonstration, I want to show how SignDOC can be integrated into the Power Platform as well. In this case, I'm using the Power Apps functionality of the Microsoft 365 offering. A simple demo form has been created in Power Apps. Power App automatically integrates with Word for Business and OneDrive. With a click of a button, the Power Apps workflow can be used to call SignDOC REST API to create packages. This demo is built on the Azure platform using Power Apps, and I'm running it as a manual trigger because I just want to show you the capability, but it can be automatically triggered by many different ways within the Power Platform. So let's have a look at the demo. For this demo, I have created a simple Power Apps flow, which essentially can be triggered in many different ways. But for my example, I'm just triggering it manually, which then creates a SignDOC package. So I manually trigger a flow with certain form fields, which then in the backend populates a Word template, which is saved into OneDrive. We get the file which has been created and populated with the data from the form, and then that is sent via an HTTP request to SignDOC for creating a package. So this is a simple flow, and let's see it in action. So if I test it, like I'm saying, I'm doing it manually. In real world, you might be doing it automatically based upon certain other triggers. Here I can enter the data for my test. When I run this flow, all of these actions will take place automatically, and in the end, a SignDOC package will be created, which will be called by the HTTP request. So we can easily see that the process is currently running, and an HTTP call will be made after the file contents has been achieved. So that has then successfully created a SignDOC package. Again, I got a Teams notification, and I have an Outlook email as well. And in this case, I will do it via the email workflow, but I could have done it via the team workflow or the email workflow. This part you all already know. It is basically the package creating using the REST API is the primary demo purpose. So we can see this is the contract which was created, and any data which was entered in that form has been populated here, and the user can just now go ahead and put their signatures on this document. So just reviewing the flow again, how it has been created. I created a simple manual trigger with certain form fields. I take those form fields which have been entered and use the component populate a word template to populate these value into those into that word template. The word template has been saved into my OneDrive for Business, from where it automatically picks it up. There is an option to pick up from SharePoint libraries as well, but I just use the OneDrive. With that, I'm able to create the file, save it as a with a timestamp name. Then I'm easily able to pick up that file from the file ID. So all of these components, these are really a Power Apps features and functionality. This is nothing to do with Tungsten and SignDOC. The SignDOC component only comes when we make an HTTP call using Power Apps. In this, we specify what type of call this is, what is the URL of the call, the headers that will be sent, an API key will have to be sent, which I've just removed to make this video. And then in the body, it's a simple JSON call. The key part here is the conversion of the document into a base 64, which is done here, and the values from the forms have been populated into the JSON call. So it's really simple to integrate REST API, SignDOC REST API with any Power Platform or any other tools and technologies that can be used to call a REST API. Thanks for your time and interest in this video. I have placed all the links for the resources that you can download. And if you have any further question, please feel free to reach out to your account manager. Thanks once again.